The dramatic saga between Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Floyd "Money" Mayweather has reached a boiling point, and what we witnessed recently was nothing short of a live meltdown that took over social media. For those who've been following the rise of Gervonta Davis, this latest drama is more than just a fleeting boxing feud. This is a clash of egos, pride, and ambition, one that's been simmering for years but exploded right in front of the world. Gervonta Davis, known for his knockout power and his ability to end careers with a single punch, has long been under the shadow of Floyd Mayweather, despite the latter's role in helping shape Davis's early career. But things have clearly reached a breaking point. The internet was set ablaze as Davis took to Instagram Live, airing his grievances with Mayweather in real time. The tension between them has been palpable for some time now, but this moment made it clear. Tank is done with playing second fiddle to Floyd. The whole situation started innocently enough. Floyd hopped on Instagram Live, looking like a man carrying a heavy emotional load. Almost immediately, the name Tank popped up in the comments, and Floyd couldn't resist addressing the elephant in the room. He invited Davis onto the live stream, calling it out by name, suggesting they have a conversation. But what happened next took things to a whole new level. Tank came out swinging figuratively and emotionally. He accused Floyd of being fake, using fighters like himself for clout, and even exposed personal details about their fractured relationship. Floyd tried to downplay it, but Tank wasn't having it. He explained that while Floyd may be upset with him, there was no reason for Floyd to hold any animosity against him after all the help he had received. But Davis has always been vocal, especially when it comes to issues with Mayweather. His feelings have been building for years, and with this outburst, he made it clear that he feels used and manipulated. He doesn't owe Floyd anything, and that was the crux of his argument. One of the most eye-opening moments came when Tank discussed his growing desire to take control of his own career. He referenced how he had split from Mayweather Promotions, not just for professional reasons, but because he wanted to be his own boss. Floyd's reaction to that? Well, according to Tank, it wasn't pretty. Floyd had publicly belittled Tank's desire to make his own decisions, even calling him disloyal for wanting to chart his own path. Tank wasn't shy about calling this out, admitting that Floyd had always tried to keep him under his control. But let's not get it twisted, this drama isn't just about business. It's personal. Floyd, ever the entrepreneur, took offense to Tank's desire to separate himself, believing it would hurt the boxing world. He even spoke on how Tank had begun to move away from the system Floyd had built around him. The relationship between the two was described as toxic, a roller coaster that had seen highs and lows, but had ultimately left both men on opposite sides of the ring. Tank didn't hold back, making his frustration with Floyd clear during their Instagram confrontation. He spoke about how he felt Floyd had held him back for years, and how this was his moment to break free. There's no doubt that Tank wants to control his own future, and as much as he respects Floyd for what he helped him accomplish, he knows it's time to stop living in the shadow of the legendary boxer. This recent public meltdown wasn't a random outburst. It's been years in the making. Tank's departure from Mayweather Promotions wasn't just about business, it was a declaration of independence. While the separation initially seemed professional, it quickly became clear that there was a lot of bad blood between the two. This particular feud didn't start overnight. It has been brewing for a long time, and Tank finally had enough of living under Floyd's thumb. He's been vocal about how he feels Floyd has tried to undermine him, even going as far as to bring up instances where Floyd attempted to sabotage his career. One example of this was Floyd's involvement in Frank Martin's fight preparation. Tank claims Floyd actively tried to interfere with his training, spreading rumors that Tank was slacking off during morning runs. Tank says it was all part of a strategy to undermine him, and he wasn't having it. The tensions between them came to a head when Floyd, seemingly trying to continue his role as a mentor, trained Frank Martin ahead of his fight against Tank. That was a massive blow for Tank, who felt betrayed by his mentor for helping an opponent. Floyd may have been trying to guide Martin, but Tank saw it as a personal affront. In the middle of the chaos, Tank wasn't just calling out Floyd. He was taking aim at the whole system Floyd had built. While Floyd had undoubtedly helped shape Tank's early career, Tank felt that he was now ready to take the reins. This tension wasn't just about pride or ego, it was about control, independence, and wanting more for himself. Tank didn't want to just be Floyd's prodigy, he wanted to be the man in charge. Of course, Tank Davis isn't the first fighter to want more control over his career. He's not the first to feel the pressures of a mentor-mentee relationship gone sour. But what made this situation different is that it played out live for the world to see. This wasn't just some private spat behind closed doors. It was an explosive confrontation that had fans and followers on edge. So, why is this happening now? What's the catalyst for Tank's outburst? For one, it seems that Tank has reached a point in his career where he feels he's ready to break free and take on bigger challenges. He's not just talking about leaving Mayweather Promotions, he's talking about proving himself in the ring, and that includes facing Floyd Mayweather in the Ultimate Showdown. Tank has made it clear that he wants to fight Floyd, and he's willing to settle their differences with a fight that could go down in boxing history. Tank's frustration has been building for a long time, but with a fight against Floyd on the horizon, everything is about to change. Davis has made no secret of the fact that he feels he's reached the peak of his career. Floyd's influence over him is over, and Tank is now eyeing a fight with the man who once helped shape him. This could be the ultimate test for both fighters, an old guard versus a new, hungry champion. For Floyd, it's a chance to prove he's still the best. For Tank, it's an opportunity to settle the score once and for all and to define his own legacy without being under Floyd's shadow. But before that clash could even happen, Tank still has a fight ahead of him against Lamont Roach. Roach, though not as well known as some of the other names Tank has faced, is a tough competitor. Tank's focus is now on Roach, but he's already thinking ahead to the bigger fight Floyd. This upcoming bout is no warm-up, though. Roach is hungry, and if Tank doesn't stay sharp, this could be an upset for the books. Roach's confidence is high, and he believes he has what it takes to knock Tank off his pedestal. But Tank, as we all know, doesn't back down. He has an unrelenting drive and a knockout punch that can end fights in an instant. Once the dust settles on this fight with Roach, Tank's focus will undoubtedly shift entirely to Floyd. He's already called out the fight for September, declaring that he's ready to face Floyd and end this drama once and for all. But will Floyd take the bait? Will he step into the ring with his former protege to settle their differences in the Ultimate Showdown? Fans are already buzzing about the possibility of a fight between Tank and Floyd. The question on everyone's mind is whether Tank can really defeat Floyd, who's considered one of the greatest to ever lace up a pair of gloves. While Floyd's undefeated record is something to behold, Tank is young, hungry, and in his prime. It's an intriguing matchup, and boxing fans are eagerly awaiting to see if it'll happen. If the fight does take place, it would be a clash of titans, two fighters from different eras, with different approaches to the sport. Floyd may be past his prime, but his legacy is solidified. Tank, on the other hand, is just beginning to carve out his place in boxing history. This fight would be the ultimate test of Tank's skills, his mindset, and his ability to finally break free from Floyd's influence. In conclusion, Gervonta Davis and Floyd Mayweather's public feud is far from over. The tension between them has reached a breaking point, and now it's a waiting game. Davis has his eyes on the prize, proving he's the best and solidifying his place in boxing history. The question remains, will Floyd step into the ring with him, or will this feud remain one of the greatest what-ifs in modern boxing? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, this rivalry is far from finished.